I do want to follow up on just some debate from last night, because, Don, this really got your goat about Gingrich talking about the language of the ghetto.
Just a setup on this. This is Wolf Blitzer asking Gingrich about an ad that Romney was running, referencing a comment that he had made in the past. And this is the exchange between Gingrich and Romney last night.
You've had an ad running saying that Speaker Gingrich called Spanish, quote, the language of the ghetto. What do you mean by that?
I haven't seen the ad, so I'm sorry I don't get to see all the TV ads. I don't know what did he say that?
Did you say
what I said was we want everybody to learn English because we don't want. And I didn't use the word Spanish.
Did he say that? Did I do that ad? I'm Mitt Romney, and I approve that message. Well, that shows you how much he actually reviews the messages going out.
It turns out that it was Romney's ad, and they zinged him on that later in the debate. But when Gingrich said, I didn't do that, I didn't say Spanish, I about fell out of my chair.
It was the system.
I remember this when it happened, and so I went and I dug up the original comment that he made. This was on C-SPAN.
You are awesome. What a digger.
Back in March of 2007. This is the comment that they were referring to last night.
We should replace bilingual education with immersion in English so people learn the common language of the country, and so they learn the language of prosperity, not the language of living in a ghetto.
The language of living in a ghetto, Don. What did he really mean there?
Okay, so look, did he say Spanish? No. Now, back then, when this debate was going on, as it still goes on today, when people were referring to bilingual, they were referring to people that spoke Spanish and spoke English. That's what bilingual was referring to in general, because it's the largest second language spoken in the country. Technically, did Gingrich say Spanish? No, he didn't say Spanish. So my question is, if he wasn't referring to Spanish, then why did he come out and give his apology in...
Hice unos comentarios que reconozco produjeron un mal sentimiento entre la comunidad latina.
Huh?
So he wasn't referring to Spanish, but for some reason he felt compelled to have to apologize in Spanish.
Was that Spanish? I mean, I don't speak much. My kids know more Spanish than I do, but that didn't sound like real Spanish to me.
Yeah, that's learning to speak Spanish by audio cassette. But anyway, look, he says he didn't say Spanish, but he decided to apologize in Spanish. He didn't apologize in Chinese or German. So that to me, it was just like, okay, it just really irritated me. But the other point that has to be made here is that if you weren't referring to Spanish, then tell me, Mr. Gingrich, which one of those languages was the one you were referring to?
Why didn't he apologize in French?
Yeah.
Right? The language
or is he saying, I mean, think about this. Yeah. Is he saying that any other language other than English is the language of the ghetto?